I know that there are people that go on Facebook an awful lot and get confused very easily. They think they're turning on their kitchen light. They're actually sticking their hand in a blender. They think that they're feeding their cat when in fact they're sticking their head in a pool.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. It's the week of Halloween and the left is getting scared. The Washington Post is printing spooky stories to terrify its nice progressive readers. There's a rise of churches under Trump. These people, they love God and America. They could be considered conservative. A word that is striking terror in the heart of the leftist media, especially when talking about new Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett.
The First Lady and I welcome you to the White House to bear witness to history.
Locking in a 6-3 conservative majority on the High Court. Barrett set to immediately hear cases, what this could mean for the future of health care, abortion, and immigration. Barrett locks in a solid conservative majority on the court.
The move, locking in a 6-3 conservative majority on the nation's highest court for years to come.
Barrett locks in a solid conservative majority on the court.
No president since Richard Nixon has had this many Supreme Court appointments in a single term. And George, this is a conservative majority.
She's conservative, just in case you didn't know that. I think they wanted to hammer that because it just puts their leftist audience in a tizzy. Now, even before she was sworn in, ABC had to lie to make things more dramatic. This was just rushed.
We are also following the other major headline from Washington tonight. The Senate is now set to vote on President Trump's Supreme Court nominee just a short time from now. Judge Amy Coney Barrett on track to be confirmed in record time.
A record confirmation of 28 days, huh? Well, you know, if you don't consider Chief Justice John Roberts was confirmed in 24 days, Justice John Paul Stevens was confirmed in 19 days, and Salmon Chase, nominated by President Lincoln, was confirmed in 1 day, which could be the record, but...
Judge Amy Coney Barrett on track to be confirmed in record time.
Well, you know, it fits their narrative. It's just not an actual fact. It's kind of like how MSNBC Live host Katie Tur has decided that she doesn't like things like the Constitution and judicial nominations, so she's pushing for court packing. Or as she calls it, it's not pushing, it's reporting.
Barrett's addition to the court gives conservatives a 6-3 majority with a wave of election-related challenges poised to make their way to the nation's highest court. 1 week out from the election, Democrats are left with few options beyond debating how they could reform the courts should they win the White House and the Senate.
Yes, the Democrats are left
with few options.
Few options except to pack those courts because following the law as it stands isn't even comprehensible to them. What is even less comprehensible, though, this week is ABC legal analyst Sonny Austin explaining that if Democrats add more justices to the Supreme Court, that's actually unpacking the court. Now, I'm warning you now, watching this next clip is going to kill some brain cells.
Because we all know that the Republican Party has been packing the Supreme Court for decades. They've been packing the judiciary for decades. Trump has put now 3 justices on the Supreme Court and just dozens and dozens of judges on the federal judiciary. So I think what we're going to see is perhaps the Democrats unpacking the Supreme Court.
Yeah, you heard that right. If the Democrats pack the Supreme Court, they will actually be unpacking the Supreme Court. Yeah, I'm sure you see the logic.
This is going to lead, I think, to an unpacking of the court, which may lead to 13 justices, which would reflect the federal appeals courts around the country.
Right. I just love how Whoopi agrees, huh? It's enough to drive you insane. You can take that ride to insanity with Carvana. Give them a call. Let them know how you feel about The View being produced as an ABC News product that they advertise on. Now, if The View being an ABC News product isn't insane enough, it's time now to go into the scarier psyche of CNN's Don Lemon, who can't be friends with anyone that disagrees with him about Donald Trump.
I have many people who I love in my life. And yeah, I come from a red state. I've lived in several red states. There are a lot of friends who I had to really get rid of because they are so nonsensical when it comes to this issue. They have every single talking point that they hear on state TV and that they hear from this president. They repeat it and they are blinded by it. And I had to get rid of a lot of people in my life because sometimes you just have to let them go. I think that they have to hit rock bottom like an addict, right? And they have to want to get help. They have to want to know the truth. They have to want to live in reality. They have to want to be responsible, not only for other people's lives, but for their lives. So you know what? It's so sad. And I don't know if after this I will ever be able to go back and be friends with those people.
I'm sure it's their loss, huh? They're too far gone, unlike those members of the very sane and compassionate leftist media who are here to help and explain their leftist ways to you.
I know that there are people that go on Facebook an awful lot and get confused very easily. They think they're turning on their kitchen light. They're actually sticking their hand in a blender. They think that they're feeding their cat when in fact they're sticking their head in a pool. I understand up is down and down is up, but let me just explain to you these guidelines.
I'm so glad he's not too condescending and that he has Mika there to give her empty-headed nod.
It's pretty simple. By the way, hey, look down. Right now, look down at your hand right now. Okay, it's inside a blender. Don't press start. Pull that out. The light switches to your right.
Well, Joe's correct about that. You know, things on the right are more illuminating because those on the left love to keep facts in darkness. CNN and MSNBC, they gave no airtime at all on Wednesday to discuss Tucker Carlson's Tuesday night interview with Tony Bobulinski and his series of bombshells on shady Biden family business dealings.
I live the facts, and luckily for the American people, all the facts are extremely well documented. I'm irrelevant in this discussion, so I can ride off, but the American people can read these texts, listen to the recording that you just played, read the legal documents that were executed in Delaware, and they can form their own conclusion. They don't need me to form the conclusion for them.
Yes, the scariest thing this Halloween weekend, folks, is all the evidence and all the skeletons on Biden that the leftist media is working to keep hidden in the dark. Check out Hunter Biden's emails, folks. It is time for us to go. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV. Please visit the MRC store for some great conservative gear. MRCTV.org is the place to go for more great videos and blogs. Please share and subscribe these videos, and we'll be back with some more leftist media wackiness next week.